The Detroit Regional Chamber's 2019 Detroit Policy Conference, where Stephen Henderson and Nolan Finley kick off the Detroit Civility Project.
And what we're really trying to get at is the polarization of America, the division in America that we all talk about, that we all see around us.
It got to the point where I had to unfollow her on Facebook. I wish I could have handled that differently. Why was I so willing to discard my friend? Because her beliefs were different.
Margaret Allen is talking with her conversation partner, Amy Hennis, as part of the Civility Project. Allen helps returning citizens, but on social media, she'd learned her best friend living in Grand Rapids had a change of political heart.
We've talked about it more recently, and she has said, if you loved and respected me, you should have just at least heard me out. And I didn't. I wasn't willing to, because the premise was offensive. You like Republicans? Oh, no. I think over the years I've learned that people understand what they know, but we're so emotional about it that we don't take the time to get to know what they know or to try and understand where they're coming from, because a different opinion doesn't make a person a bad person. But I still had that instinctive response to Nolan Finley, so I'm like, maybe I can benefit from this.
So many lost friendships and the emotional costs. And what about the bottom line? Incivility has become a cost of doing business.
We talk about incivility. If people are being civil, it doesn't figure into my workload.
Attorney Terry Bonnet of Nemeth Law in Detroit helps train companies with civility issues.
We see more debate in the workplace as we see more and more people expressing their political beliefs in the workplace. We see more and more people pushing back and saying, nope, that's not who I am, and I don't want to hear that.
In a time when so many can get so riled up, what about our next generation?
Royal Oak, Michigan, just outside Detroit, is a community trying to heal itself. This video of 7th graders chanting "Build a Wall" catapulted Royal Oaks Middle School into the national spotlight the day after Donald Trump won the election.
I'm worried that the rancor, the vile conversation at a national level is discouraging good people getting into public service.
I think it's a concern. You have to have reasonable, sound people getting involved in making a difference, and a lot of times they're the ones that get turned off by the hostility and the arguments and fighting and lack of respect. And you and I have went at it several times in debate, right?
David Woodward, Democrat, and Mike Gingill, Republican, serve on the Oakland County Board of Commissioners.
Mr. Woodward. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I like
getting together in Detroit at Midtown's Great Lakes Coffee for the Civility Project. Gingill ruled the roost as chairman, but last fall's election put the Democrats on top, with Woodward now in charge.
And there's been times where I've said to you, Dave, it's never going to happen. And now you're saying to me, when you have the votes, Mike, that's never going to happen. And we don't have to fight to the death on every issue.
Mike can pretty well articulate my position on an issue and why I believe that. And vice versa, I can articulate his position.
I didn't need Dave. I didn't need Dave's vote. I didn't need Dave's ideas. And I didn't need Dave's support. But yet I'd meet with Dave and talk to him about what's important and what ideas does he have and how could we take that idea and make it something that would work for everyone.
It does surprise some people, and frankly, I mean, if you watch some of our board meetings where we'll get into a heated debate, some people will be like, wow, you actually like each other, and you're actually friends?
And right now, Dave has the majority by one vote. He doesn't need my vote. He doesn't need my input, but yet he seeks it because there's a level of respect and an understanding that if we collaborate, we're probably going to get a better result.
So what do you think about the progress of the Civility Project?
I continue to be really enthused about the way people have embraced this and really seem to have leaned into the idea of doing it and participating in good faith. We'll see on the island what we come up with when we get report outs from people. And
what some of the feedback will be.
Yeah, like how they found it and whether they found it useful in any way to really think differently about people in their own communities who think differently than they do.
You know, I think it's a deliberate process. You have to be very deliberate in every interaction that you start to make, each day, and that's what I think sometimes we forget. We quickly forget.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You hear something that you don't agree with, or see something, and you react instead of thinking. well, there's a reason that that person thinks that way, and it's not because they're a bad person or an evil person. They just think differently than I do.
All right, well, we'll be watching that when we get up there on the island. All right, so you're not going to Mackinac, but you want to know everything that's happening on the island? Well, starting Wednesday, May 29th, you can stream the coverage online at dptv.org. See all the speakers and events Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday during the day. Plus, head back to Detroit Public TV at 7:30 p.m. each night. You'll see One Detroit from Mackinac Island on Wednesday, May 29th. Thursday the 30th, of course, on our regular night, and a special One Detroit from Mackinac Friday at 7:30 p.m.